Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. This is another paid request, this time from Jonathan Lindsey, who wanted me to review another Batman the Animated Series episode of the cartoon. Very well done cartoon, very nice animation, fairly solid music. For those who are interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, feel free to send them either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. It could be for pretty much any type of video, review, topic, reaction, re-review, pretty much anything. If you want, of course. But this one's called See No Evil, and what was weird about this, and I did like this episode, it was fairly well made. Okay, the story is Batman. Let me backtrack. This little girl is being visited by who she thinks is her imaginary friend, but it's really her dad who has an invisibility suit. And he will go out and steal shit, finds out that the daughter's going to be leaving with the mom and going to be moving. The dad doesn't like that because he's an ex-con. He wants the daughter for himself. And of course, Batman saves the day. I'll get more in depth to it. The interesting, weird, crazy thing about this episode. The little girl is voiced by Elizabeth Moss. If you don't know who the hell that is, she's the same person that voices the lead in the 2020 The Invisible Man. Which I liked. Some people didn't. I did. Now, think about this. Batman episode See No Evil, 2020 Invisible Man. They're both things that star Elizabeth Moss as a person being stalked by a loved one who's crazy, a father who's crazy, an ex who's crazy, and each wear an invisibility suit. For all I fucking know, this is a prequel to the 2020 Invisible Man. For all I fucking know, the guy in the 2020 film knew her dad went through this shit and said, I'm gonna copy his shit. For all I know, the 2020 Invisible Man, the girl changed her name when she grew up, so her dad wouldn't find her. Batman exists in that fucking world. That was crazy. That the same person. I'm like, did the director Lee Winnell rip off this for his Invisible Man movie? Because that's a pretty fucking big coincidence. You gotta think about that. What's the big deal? Again, the same actress who's the star of both is stalked by a loved one who's crazy and has an invisible suit. Electronic invisibility suit that you can put on and off. And again, that's a pretty fucking big coincidence. Someone asked Lee Winnell, are you a Batman the Animated Series fan? Did you fucking steal the plot from this fucking episode? Is that why Elizabeth Moss got cast? Or again, that's the biggest fucking coincidence I've heard in a long fucking time. It's a big coincidence I drank my fucking soda on. Had it backwards. And the episode itself, it's well directed. I love how it showcased this sense of atmosphere. We're showing the street and you have this gate going back and forth and the wind. So, you know, this girl's talking to her imaginary friend. We know there's someone there. But because of the wind, okay, the can's kicked. Was that the wind or was that him kicking it? The gate opens because of the wind, but it's one of those the guy slipped through. And little bits and pieces is kind of like what would happen in the 2020 Invisible Man. Only, of course, it's a cartoon, so the worst he's doing is stealing diamonds and watches. Bruce Wayne happens to be there, so that he gets into his Batman suit And the way they deal with the invisibility, Batman sees a silhouette by throwing a smoke bomb or splatters half the body. Really nice animation showing either parts of the body invisible and parts not. There's a point where apparently the guy did it to his car. So Batman gets on top of the car and you have this big car chase where Batman's on top of the car but it's invisible. Decently lengthy car chase. That was fun and creative. And sometimes you just see maybe... Oh, even before that, before he got on, Batman's like on this beach and the car's chasing him. And we don't see the car, but the fact that the only way to see it is the dirt being picked up by the wheels as it's driving along this beach, the sand, dirt, however you want to put it. I think very nice animation touches to this. And then the voice cast, Michael Gross is the villain. Of course, would be in Tremors as Burt Gummer. He was in Family Ties. He's been in other stuff too, but I remember him the most from Tremors. Nice to see Michael Gross, which is interesting that he would come back for Batman again in Batman Beyond, the pilot episode where he played the lead guy's father. He doesn't last long, but he played Terry's, the lead guy's father in Batman Beyond in the pilot episode. So, I guess maybe they remembered him from this. Come back to do Batman Beyond. Yeah, that was neat. But plus, again, Michael Gross is a good actor, underrated actor. Nice to hear him in there. And I don't really have much issues with it. I forget the voice of the mom. She did a nice job. Elizabeth Moss as the little girl, she did fine. Again, it's weird that she would grow up to be the lead in the 2020 Invisible Man with the same invisibility suit, crazy stalking her thing. Pretty fucking coincidental. I'm looking at you, Lee Winnell, who wrote and directed that film. It's nice to see Batman do a little bit of detective work, looking into who this guy really is. I see the action scenes where he's being chased by an invisible car on the beach, and then he's on top of invisible cars and going around Gotham, even blowing up a gas station. That was fun. It was nice when Batman finally gets to beat his ass. He gets his ass kicked because you can't see him. Although I have to assume after the first time, I figured he would have some kind of device to wear to be able to see. Like maybe what is the suit made of? That's what I assumed they were going to do. I assume because Batman has all this technology stuff, I think he's going to have some type of goggle thing and see the guy. I don't know what type of goggles it would be, but it's Batman. He always has shit up his sleeve. So I'm kind of surprised they didn't go that route, but I'm kind of thankful because this way Batman had to use more of his wits and more of his gumption. I didn't hold on to the speeding invisible car, thinking off the top of his... Thinking on his feet, seeing a water tower, throw some like ninja stars, water's on him, then he like beats the fuck out of the guy. That was satisfying. Beats his ass. So yeah, this is a very satisfying episode. And like I said, I watched it the whole time going, wow, this is such weirdness that last year I saw the Invisible Man movie, and I'm like, this is like deja vu almost. It's not as violent as that film, but again, if you tweak a few things, this could be a prequel to that movie. Elizabeth Moss. She moved with her mom to get away from her dad. Maybe change her name. Maybe she blanked out this whole thing. Maybe as a kid she didn't know what invisible suit was. Or she didn't comprehend it. Or she forgot it. Because, I don't know. I know it's thin. It's super thin, I know. Like I said, I can't get over how coincidental that is. Maybe that's just me. But overall, very solid episode. Like I said, I don't really have much issues with this one. And some nice action, very nice animation, the invisibility stuff, and went at a good pace. Didn't take too long to get going. And this is nice to hear Michael Gross as the villain. So, with that said, good one. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.